On Friday, you might have missed the concerns of Congo resident Gillianne regarding council's plan to remove a number of trees near the Congo Road, that is, for safety reasons. We understand there's a group of locals at the road this morning trying to stop the trees coming down, and in a moment you'll hear from Eurobodalla Council's Director Warren Sharpe. But here's what Gillianne told Paul West on Friday.
Currently on the Northern Access Road, there's a stretch of dirt road that passes through some Bangalay sand forest, which is, environmentally very sensitive and ecologically endangered. And Council's proposing to remove 10 trees along this stretch, and 4 of them at least are very, very big, very, very old. They probably contain hollows, which is really important, prime habitat for the greater glider, which is an endangered species in our area. And residents got 10 days' notice informing them of this decision as opposed to any consultation at all.
So why are the trees being removed, Gillianne?
Well, it's a stretch of dirt road. And the trees are close to the road, it's true, there's no doubt about that. Engineers are concerned about safety. But the ironic thing is, of course, Paul, that they'll improve the road, make it wider, better and faster, and people will travel fast. So it'll become more dangerous, I think, in some respects.
Gillianne, has there been any response from Council in regards to the community concern?
Officially this morning, they have informed us that they will be proceeding on Monday.
That's Gillianne talking to Paul West on Friday. A text message here from Alison Worthington this morning. Alison is a lead candidate on the Greens ticket for Eurobodalla. She says 15 residents are on Congo Road to obstruct tree clearing, asking questions of contractors and council staff. 2 paddy wagons and a highway patrol car have braved the treacherous conditions on this 40-kilometre-an-hour generously potholed road. A 4th police vehicle has arrived, 5 police personnel. God help other citizens that might be in real need, says Alison. Well, to get more information from Council, we're joined by Warren Sharpe, who's the Director of Infrastructure at Eurobodalla Shire Council and also at Congo Road this morning. Warren, g'day.
Morning, Simon. How are you?
Really well. Thanks so much for joining us to talk about this. Why do these trees need to go?
Look, we've undertaken an assessment of the risk of these trees, and as your speakers before has already identified, the trees are hard against the edge of the road. As a result of that, there's an obvious risk to the community. This section of road actually passes through private property as well, so we're concerned for not only the risk to the community, but also the risk to the landowner, and obviously the liability that then rests with council as well.
And who makes the call with this kind of tough decision? Did it go to the council's roads committee?
No, it doesn't go to the local traffic committee. These are done through a professional assessment of the risk involved, and the risk here is quite clear and obvious to the road user, and as a consequence of that, we do need to take action. So this morning we've agreed with the residents to give them a 48-hour reprieve so that they can do a little bit more homework that they want to do, and hopefully they will go away and do that, and if they've got further questions then we will obviously respond to those. We obviously did take legal advice before we started on this path to make sure that we were acting in not only in good faith but in accordance with the law, and that legal advice supported the action that we proposed to undertake here.
And as you heard Gillianne there saying that there was only a few days notice and no previous consultation, should there have been more consultation here?
Yeah, look, there's different forms of engagement, and we've talked this through this morning with the community. When you're in a situation where you're dealing with a road safety and a liability issue, the form of consultation that we take is to inform the community, because there is no real wriggle room in a situation like this, and as a consequence of that, we don't want to mislead the community that there can be any great change in the outcome, and so we do want to be upfront and say, this is the work we need to do for these reasons, and we understand that some people in the community have a view that doesn't want to see that action occur, and we're very mindful of our environment here on the South Coast, and I think the work that the team have done, where they've actually looked at more trees than than are actually proposed to come out, and they've found a way to keep the most important trees in this location, including the most important habitat trees in this location. So, and that's by just slightly adjusting the road in here so that we can actually leave the most important and beautiful habitat trees that they are in this locality, and keep that sense of driving through this treed environment.
And Warren, just quickly as we approach the news, but the other option which was raised there of keeping all of the trees and just requiring drivers to drive to the conditions given the environmental value of the trees, was that considered?
Yeah, we've got to look at what the average user is going to do when they travel through this road, and we know that when the road is well graded, and that's another thing that we want to get done before Christmas, that people drive through here quite quickly. So what we try and do is look at the actual speed environment. So we're not looking at a situation where we're counting on people driving through at 100 kilometres an hour, but so we're being much more sensible than that. And that means that more trees can remain than otherwise would be the case.
Warren, great to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Bye.
Warren Sharpe there. He's the Director of Infrastructure at Urbadala Shire Council. So the removal of those trees put off for a couple of days. So the residents who are concerned can find out more about the process.